I'm Gianni, and this is my North Beach. So everybody loves antipasti, but how do you make an antipasti platter? I'm going to show you how you can put one together using store-bought and some homemade stuff too. So usually we have some salumi, right, Italian cured meats, some cheese, and then some vegetables or olives, and there's a lot to choose from. So I was down at Molinari's and I asked them to slice up some samples of various things that they have. Some of them are imported from Italy and some of them are made locally. So let me show you what we have for salumi. This one is Genoa salami, Coca-Cola, for those of you back east, gabagool. And this is a sopressata. This is prosciutto di Parma, very thin slices, a lot more expensive than these. And this is Mortadella. This is the original bologna, because it was made in Bologna. They stamped it on the outside. It got called bologna over here. Salami from Molinari. You can get the whole stick and then cut it yourself, or have your butcher cut it. And then here's some cheeses to choose from. Here's a Gorgonzola Dolce from northern Italy. If you like blue cheese, this is great. It's got a creamy texture. Some Fontina from northern Italy also. Some people say it's reminiscent of a taste of a Gruyere or a Swiss. This is a fresh mozzarella, fiori di latte. It's a cow's milk cheese. It's a very mild, creamy flavor. One of my favorites, provolone, and it's got a very sharp taste. And this one is a smoked mozzarella. So it's basically a fresh mozzarella like that they smoke over applewood or something like that. This is also made locally. I usually get a couple of different kinds of meat and pair it up with a couple of different kinds of cheese. So if I'm using prosciutto, I want something mild. So I'll probably go for the fiori di latte, the fresh mozzarella, or the smoked mozzarella. If I'm using a salami or a coppa, I'll usually pair it with a stronger cheese like a provolone or a fontina. And anytime I put some gorgonzola on my antipasti platter, people love it. These are taralli. These are Italian biscuits, round biscuits. My mother always liked to put in the middle of hers antipasti Sicilian belly tuna. Then she'd do some anchovy around that if she was having a fish component. This is a giardiniera. It's made by a local company here. I like it a lot. But you can also make your own. I got a recipe for this on my blog. We're going to flavor the oil-cured olives with some orange zest, some pepperoncini, a little olive oil, and you can bottle those up and keep them in your refrigerator. And then also favorite at my table are roasted peppers with a little garlic and oregano. I'm going to show you how you can make those too. So making roasted peppers is really easy. Just take the whole pepper and put it right on top of the flame. So we're just gonna let this sit on there and we'll turn them every once in a while. What we want to do is get the skin totally blackened. These are oil-cured olives and we're gonna give them some extra flavor. Put some orange zest. So you know when you're zesting, use a sawing motion. You don't want any of that white pith and you want to end up with something like this. One more and I think we're gonna be good. So now I have here some of the oregano, the organic oregano, wild oregano from Sicily. Let some of this rain down. And I'm gonna go back to this orange and we're gonna put some juice of the orange in here. We're gonna add some olive oil. So we're gonna let this sit and you can even put this in a jar and keep it in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. And then, you know, every once in a while, I'll just give them a turn. So you can see these are charred all over. You don't want to leave them on too long because you don't want to overcook the pepper. I'm going to stick them in a bowl here and put a top on them. We're going to let these steam and then we're going to clean them up. I'm just going to cut them in half, open them up. They're still hot here, so I'm going to cut this one straight down. So you just want to clean off this membrane and then just with your knife, that skin's going to come right off. Turn it around, get the rest. And if there's a little bit of the charred skin, that's okay. I'm going to cut them into strips. You can let these cool a little bit more. You don't have to be as adventuresome as I am, but you know, it's not too bad. See, just opening that up a little bit, it's a lot easier for me to handle now. So I've just chopped up some garlic. I like that flavor in with these. Extra virgin olive oil to the peppers. I like the flavor of my oregano, so let it rain down. And add a little bit of salt to it. Just let those marinate for a little bit and they're going to be ready to put on your antipasti platter. And this is your canvas, so put on here anything that you enjoy, anything you like. I'm going to use some mortadella and you can roll it up like this and just start arranging it any way that kind of pleases your eye. So I think with this one, because it's a little bit on the mild side, I'm going to use some of my smoked mozzarella. And if I'm going to suggest a cheese with the meat, a lot of times I'll just put them adjacent. I'm going to take some more of this Molinari salami, and this is going to be a little bit more spicy. So with this kind of salumi, I'm going to use some provolone. And you can cut this long ways, you can cut it this way. I'm going to put it around the salumi that I'm suggesting you have it with. Let's use some of the marinated peppers. These are going to be gone. They can't stop eating these at my table. If you don't want to make your own salads, your own roasted peppers, get some of these marinated vegetables or make them on for my recipe, giardiniera. And then remember those olives? Here they are. And we almost have a full plate here. Just to finish up the platter, I'll take some of these, scatter them around. Here's a great first course, nice varied textures and flavors. Get your taste buds going, getting ready for the rest of the 4-course meal. Bon appetito. Hey, I'm down here at Golden Gate Meats with my new friend Bella. This is what gives us the porchetta that I'm gonna be roasting. So you don't wanna miss this one. We deboned Bella. We filled her with some great aromatics. You'll find out what they are if you subscribe. You don't wanna miss my porchetta episode. Right, Bella? Yes. Silky sheets of mortadella.